The holiday period is meant to be full of joy and connection and coming together, but unfortunately it can also be filled with a lot of stress. So today I want to run you through 10 super simple exercises or stretches that you can go through at home or on Christmas Day so that you don't let pain or discomfort ruin your Christmas cheer. The first exercise we want to run you through is a nice little neck stretch. And so all we're going to do is we're going to sit up nice and tall in our chair. We're going to tilt the head over towards the shoulder without lifting the shoulder up. And then the first part, we're just going to look down in towards that armpit. We should start to feel a nice stretch through the back of the neck. If you want a little bit more of an intense one, or you want a bit more stretch, you can just chuck the hand over. But you don't want to be stretching into too much discomfort or pain. You just want to keep it at a nice level. And then after we've held that for like 30 seconds to a minute, then we can twist the head so we're actually looking up towards the ceiling. And we'll actually start to notice that we get a bit more of a stretch through the front of the neck. And again, if you like, you can chuck the hand on to give some extra relief or extra overpressure, but not too much that you're stuffing up your neck. Obviously you want to do both sides. Check it out for about a minute on each side. The next exercise we want to go into is just some simple neck rolls. Is going to be something simple where we're just dropping the chin down towards the chest. We roll the chin along the collarbone, ear down towards shoulder, looking up towards the ceiling, ear down towards other shoulder, chin down and back to the collarbone, along the collarbone. And then we're just going to do that nice and slowly for sort of like 5 rotations or repetitions on each side. The next one we want to do is just some shoulder rolls. So it's a nice way of opening up the shoulders and also taking a little bit of extra pressure off the neck. So again, sitting up nice and tall, we're going to roll the shoulders up as high as we can and forwards towards our ears this time, and then back and down. And the cue I like to think of with these is you want to think that the air is like 50% or 50% or twice as thick as what it normally is. So you're just going a little bit slower than you normally would. And then once we've done sort of 5 to 10 in one direction, then we can change it up and go back in the other direction. Now we're going to move into a little spinal twist. So again, we're going to start by sitting up tall. I like to just chuck my hand over the opposite knee and the other one behind my back, and we just add in a little twist. And it's up to you whether you want to hold this for 30 seconds to a minute, or if you just kind of want to roll from side to side and stretch it out. And so with this, going to where you feel comfortable, I'm already feeling a couple pops and clicks, which is nice. And then that's going to help sort of open up a little bit more rotation through your upper back. Next, we're going to go into just an upper back stretch. So I like to just chuck my hands together, and then from this, we're going to reach out in front. We're going to round the back out, and we're going to drop the chest down, our chin down towards the chest. We should just feel a nice little stretch through the entire back when we do this. The forward fold is a great stretch because we don't actually need any equipment. We're just going to we're going to start off just with I reckon a bit of segmental spinal flexion here. So drop chin down towards chest, and then we're just going to try and roll each segment of the vertebra down. And we're just going to let ourselves hang nice and low. And so depending on where you are tightest is probably where you're going to feel it the most. So I get it a little bit in the back of my knees, my hammies, and in particular my lower back, but some people get it in different spots depending on where you are most tired. And then when we come out of there, we can just come up slowly and work on stacking those segments one on top of the other. With this one, you can do 5 rolls down and 5 rolls up to get a nice relief here. The cat-cow is a really nice one, which I'm sure we've all tried before. So we're just going to start off with hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Then from there, we can layer in some breathing. So we go big breath in and belly drops down, head lifts up, big breath out and our back arches up, and we feel that nice stretch through our lower back. And we can also feel like a bit of a stretch through our neck. In. After cat-cow, we can then go back into child's pose. So from there, you're just going to sit the bum back on the heels. You can walk the hands out a little bit more. The head can drop down onto the chair. Head can drop down onto the floor, onto a cushion if you like. And then as we breathe in, we walk the hands out a little bit further. As we breathe out, chest sinks down to the floor a little bit more. In. The figure of four stretch is a nice one. You can do a few different variations depending on what you have around. You can do it on a chair, which is a little easier, but you can also just jump onto a floor and you'll just chuck your hands behind you. You can pop the leg up, ankle behind one of the knees, and then you can just sit there. If this is a struggle, like I said, you can do it on the chair, or another variation we like is you can lay down on the floor and do it. So if you have a little bit tighter hip, and then if you're on the floor here and you want a bit more of a stretch, you can chuck either hands behind the back of the knee, or you can chuck hands on top of the knee here. Feel free to just hang out here for 30 seconds if that's enough, or 30 seconds to 60 seconds if it's enough of a stretch. Or if you want to add a little bit of movement, you can then just start to sweep the hip down, the knee down or the knee up to help activate and get those muscles at the back of the hip moving a bit more. To do the chest opener stretch, we can just grab a wall or a squat rack if you have one in your home or at your garage. And then we're just going to run that arm along the wall and then we stretch out here. So you should be feeling like a nice little stretch through the front of the chest. Then that'll help keep our posture a bit more upright, take tension off our neck and our lower back. With all the stretches, we're looking to hold anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute on each side. And finally, we can work on just some deep breathing. So obviously, with everything getting so hectic, sometimes we can actually forget to breathe or we get really shallow with our breathing around this time of the year. So stopping to take some deep breaths is always a nice way of down-regulating your stress and also helping you to be more present and enjoy more of the time with your loved ones. So the simplest way of down-regulating your central nervous system with breath is just by exhaling for longer than you inhale. So a 4-second inhale and a 6-second exhale is sort of my go-to, and it'll just look like I actually breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth on some of them. On others, I actually breathe in through my nose and out through my nose. Really, it doesn't matter too much, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Ideally, if you can go in through the nose, out through the nose, perfect. If not, or you want a little bit of an extra down regulation, then you can go through and breathe out through your mouth. This is like up to you as well. Sometimes I like to close my eyes if I can get away with a little bit of peace and quiet, but not overly important. As long as you're breathing and you feel the calm, that's the main thing of breathing exercise. I hope you found those exercises super simple to do and nice. You can already start to feel the benefit. If you found them useful, please don't forget to like, share, or comment on the video below. And if you like in the comments, you can even let us know which one's your favorite and which one you'll be putting into your regular mobility routine. From me and everyone at the Functional Movement Club, we want to wish you a joyful and connected, festive period. If you would like any more resources, please check out our website, and I hope you get to enjoy some time with your family and loved ones.